Live from ABC 7, this is News at 10.
An increased fire danger for pretty much all of Southwest Florida.
We're in Charlotte County where conditions are perfect for a wildfire to spark at any time. We'll tell you why and what you need to know coming up.
And an uproar over teachers armed in the classroom. A special meeting to discuss school safety in our state's capital. Plus, we have live coverage of the 2018 Oscars, the latest from Hollywood just ahead.
And it's one of the biggest nights in Hollywood. The Oscars is taking place tonight right here on ABC 7. We have team coverage this morning. Mackenzie Bart has our Oscars weather forecast. If you're hosting your own Oscars party, and you can see preparations are well underway as the clock draws near, plus a sneak preview live from Hollywood.
I'm still not clear on how the wrong envelope got into Warren Beatty's hands. Color coding might be a nice thing to think of this time around.
Well, many wondering about what that envelope mishap was about that happened last year. The Oscars are just hours away. The celebrities preparing with all the glitz and the glam for Hollywood's biggest night. The 90th Annual Academy Awards happening at the Dolby Theater in Hollywood. And that's where we find ABC's Danya Bacchus live on the red carpet with what we can expect. Danya, good morning.
Good morning to you, Annie. The long road that is award season ends tonight with nominees hoping to take home that Oscar statue. And the big question remains, which film will win Best Picture?
The glitz, the glamour, and the celebrities all coming together for Hollywood's biggest night, the Oscars, for the second year in a row.
If I see people laughing, I'll feel good about it.
Late night host Jimmy Kimmel is leading the show. With a politically charged award season with movements like Me Too and Time's Up, Kimmel saying in an interview with ABC's Paula Ferris, he's hoping to set the right tone.
Yeah, I do worry about that because I have a tendency to not strike the right tone in my life.
This is not a joke.
And 1 year after that unforgettable envelope snafu,
I'm still not clear on how the wrong envelope got into Warren Beatty's hands. Color coding might be a nice thing to think of this time around, but I'll be honest, it would be funny if it happened again.
Incredible performances by women this year, shaping up for tough lead and supporting actress categories. But there is a favorite.
Best Actress certainly looks like Frances McDormand's award to win.
And when it comes to those same categories for the men,
Gary Oldman's chances of winning Best Actor are excellent. I would expect him to win.
While experts have their top picks, the most talked about category, Best Picture, is still a toss-up.
The Shape of Water has a great chance of winning Best Picture, but it's not a lock.
Shape of Water is certainly a favorite, but Get Out with a good chance to pull a surprise.
And it was during the Best Picture category last year that big envelope snafu happened. This year, PricewaterhouseCoopers, the accounting firm that counts the Oscar ballots, says it has new procedures in place to keep an envelope mistake from happening. Reporting live from Hollywood, Danya Bacchus, WZVN. Annie, back to you.
And Danya, are celebrities expected to make any political statements this year?
I was able to speak to Me Too movement creator Tarana Burke earlier this week. She told me that she knows about no big surprises on the Oscar red carpet or even during the show. But People magazine is reporting that we could see some celebrities actually wearing orange pins that represent every town for gun safety. And they say that they advocate for, again, gun safety and reducing gun violence after the wake of that tragic Florida shooting. Annie?
All right, Danya Bacchus live on the red carpet for us. Danya, thank you so much. Well, getting you more this morning, police will be out in force during Sunday's Oscar ceremony. Variety magazine says more than 500 officers will be deployed around the Dolby Theater. The operation will include the FBI, firefighters, private security guards, and police helicopters. Officials say they're not aware of any specific threats against the 90th Academy Awards. Well, moving to our other big story this morning, Southwest Florida is at a dangerous level for brush fires to spark. You can see in this video, Saturday, crews spent much of the day fighting this blaze in Immokalee right near Oil Well Road. Crews say the flames flared up from a fire that happened earlier this week, with another fire sparking on Marco Island on Elk Circle. At last check, officials are asking everyone to avoid that area. Last year, a 400-acre brush fire burned through West 9th Street and Ann Avenue North in Lehigh Acres, destroying some homes, property, and vehicles in that area. And for that, we want to turn over to Mackenzie Bart. She's been looking at this forecast all night long. And tell us about this fire danger for today.
Yeah, Annie, today we are seeing an elevated fire danger for pretty much all of Southwest Florida. You can see all in the very high range. This is the highest I've seen pretty much all week. So really, as you plan your outdoor events today, you want to be mindful. That's because we're looking at dry conditions. Wind speeds right now have already ramped up since this morning, right around 13 to about 15 miles per hour, depending on where you're located, and just dragging in this cool and dry air. We're off to a kind of a cooler start this morning, and we're not tracking any rain either, so that's not helping as well. Just a few clouds out there as we make our way throughout the day. A lot of sunshine on tap for us here in Southwest Florida. Our temperatures will warm up to the 70s as we work closer towards lunchtime. And then we're looking at 77 degrees a little later today. But the big question is, when will we see rain again? I have that coming up in your full forecast here in about 15 minutes.
All right, Mackenzie, thank you. Well, for the second day in a row, the National Weather Service says Charlotte County will be Southwest Florida's most prone county to wildfires. Another red flag warning for Charlotte County begins again later this morning. This means that conditions are ideal for a wildfire to spread and to start quickly at any time. ABC 7's Joe Petrello is live in Charlotte County with what you need to know today. Joe?
Good morning, Annie. Just listen to this real quick. You hear that crunch? That is ideal conditions today out here in Charlotte County for a wildfire to spark at any time. And that's a big reason why the National Weather Service is going to issue another red flag warning for the second straight day here because of these dry conditions. That means that a wildfire literally any second at any time could spark out here. And the conditions really are perfect for that. You see just how dry everything is out here. And we've seen some big wildfires out here in Southwest Florida. Just a few days ago, we want to show you this video of a fire that was happening in Collier County. The flames climbing very high. Firefighters went out there and battled the blaze, and we actually went out to see some campers out here in Charlotte County. Some of them received alerts on their phone about this red flag warning, and it concerned them.
I know in some other parts of the state it's been huge. So, you see that on the news and you think about it and you just stay vigilant about it.
And right now we are in the Harbor Heights area of Charlotte County. You can see that we're over by one of the substations for the Charlotte County Fire Department. These firefighters recommending that nobody burns anything at all today outside because the results could absolutely be devastating here. This red flag warning is going to last from 11 o'clock this morning all the way until 7 o'clock in the evening time. So just keep that in mind as you go through today. Reporting live in Charlotte County, Joe Petrello, ABC 7.
The Florida Senate looking to make some sweeping changes with legislation. A pro-gun rally is scheduled for today at the Capitol. Second Amendment advocates and other pro-gun groups will meet at 11 a.m. in Tallahassee. The Senate has voted to keep moving forward with measures to arm school officials, while debates are sweeping the country if this is necessary to keep our kids safe.
Saturday, a group of protesters gathered in the Capitol courtyard, urging lawmakers to forgo the Marshall program included in the school safety bill. It would allow trained teachers to carry a gun in the classroom if a school district chooses to allow it. First grade special ed teacher Kristen McKay was among the protesters.
This being passed would not only make me want to quit as a young teacher who is just starting out, but also my coworkers would be standing by me as well.
In debate, Democrats expressed concerns over a lack of state oversight, saying too much authority is given to local sheriffs to determine how the programs are implemented.
The sheriff were to authorize the marshal to carry an assault weapon, that would be allowed.
That would be left to the sheriffs.
The Senate briefly adopted a temporary ban on the AR-15, but then backed off. An attempt for an all-out ban also failed. Other gun restrictions included in the bill stand in the way of some Republican support.
If it has the age increases and the waiting periods in it, I will not support it.
And the greatest threat to Democrat support is the Marshall program.
Some of us who are all about true safety and not arming teachers or any other personnel that would be inside of a classroom.
Now, the Senate is working through the more than 50 amendments filed on this bill. It's yet to be seen what the final proposal the Senate will vote on Monday will look like. And a new billboard in Pensacola is drawing some criticism. It reads, "The NRA is a terrorist organization." You see it right there. This billboard that sits near a busy highway in Escambia County has drivers doing a double take to read what it says. The message on it comes weeks after a former student killed 17 people with a military-style weapon at Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland. Some people are calling for stricter gun laws. Well, 10:10 right now, and new documents in the ZombieCon case say the accused shooter has admitted to the crime. The documents say a confidential informant helped police in the case to arrest Jose Bonilla. Bonilla was involved in that deadly ZombieCon shooting back in 2015 in downtown Fort Myers. Bonilla will be arraigned on Monday and will have a motion of pretrial. Well, coming up next, battling misconduct in the workplace. We are talking to experts about this important conversation that every young person needs to hear. An incredible video of a pilot battling howling winds to land a plane safely. Those terrifying moments caught on camera, that's next.
And a cool but dry start to your Sunday morning. Most temperatures right now sitting in the 50s. Several spots in the 40s this morning. We'll talk about when we're going to warm up and when we're finally going to see some rain. That's all coming up in the full forecast right here after the break.